The last thing, real quick, I want to touch base, and we'll touch again through the physical part after the physical, is afterwards. We have that tension reduction. CPI has one called a coping acronym that's really good, and we'll put that up here on a display. The C stands for control, and we'll have the two lines. There's the student side and the staff side. The student side, we just want to know the C stands for control. Is the student back in control? If it's from the anxiety level, they probably didn't get that much out of control simply. Is it from the verbal one where they were screaming, yelling, or were they questioning? Are they back in control where they're ready to get back into and engage in their regular everyday activities? If it was the physical part that they were completely out of control, are they safe and under control and ready to resume? Are you ready to get back in control? It doesn't matter whether you went through it or not. That's traumatizing for us, okay? I had a situation one time where I never did get hit, but I was working a residential place in college, and the guy came up and was ready to hit me and punch me, and all I could think about is, God, don't let him break my jaw, because I don't want to have it wired shut, okay? Didn't end up hitting me, went back, but that adrenaline, that fight or flight, it took me a minute to, am I in control? Are you in control before you give a consequence? That rational detachment. Did they hit a button on you? Did they say something about you? Did they roll your eyes? Did they give you that tuck to the hand? Did they do that one thing that really gets to you and angered you, and you're about to give a consequence that's not fair and reasonable? All right. The next thing with the O, orient. Are you oriented to the facts? We want to know what the facts were from what they saw. All right. Sometimes we see one thing, but we didn't see it all. We missed the beginning. What did they see? Well, they saw this. Okay, I missed that part, or I didn't realize that happened. I just saw you react this way. So we want to know what happened on their end, from their point of view, and then what happened from your point of view. The P stands for patterns in coping. All right. Let's look for triggers. Why are they doing this? Is it a certain time? Is the meds not working? Is they running out about 10:30? Is it during a certain class? Is it why they're around a certain person? Is it why they're around a certain teacher? I know personally I had one when I worked at that residential facility. I usually did a good job with pretty good rapport with a lot of people. There's one kid I really couldn't get much rapport with, but one day he came up to me and he said, you know, Mitch, I really like you, but sometimes it's hard to be around you because you remind me of my stepdad who used to abuse me. You look a little like him. And that is it. So also knowing that, okay, I need to be a little more careful and cautious in giving consequences, or if there would be a hold, I should try to tap out and give someone else a chance to be in there, because me physically holding a guy who reminded him of being abused would not be good. So look for patterns and triggers, all right? Is it because someone's not able to meet that academic level, so they act out a fool so they don't know that they're that low? Look for patterns of staff. Are some just a little too aggressive? Are some not helpful enough? Are some too slow to respond? Do they panic? Are they not ready? You know, are some people, maybe that reminds me of my stepmom and she's mean, so even though you do everything right, we should have someone else. So look for the patterns. Are there things that we can do to make it better? And that brings in the I in coping, investigate. We're going to investigate for alternatives. What can we do to stop Susie from punching Johnny every time they're together, all right? Is it something that we can figure out there? Do we just need to separate them? Is there alternative behaviors? Is there incentives? Is there contracts we need to come up with? Investigate ways on the staff side. How can we strengthen it? All right. If we have a dangerous situation, we should never have this one class by itself with only this one teacher. There should always be at least two teachers with this one individual because they aggressively act out so much. Do we need to move them to that classroom to a closer safe room or a sensory room? Do we need to watch for things? Negotiate. In coping, negotiate future approaches. So Susie, next time Johnny says something to you, instead of punching him, what can we do? We're going to work with him on that. And that can be verbal, that can be written. I've done a lot of written contracts, even with elementary kids, make them real easy. If I do this, maybe it can be built in a reward system too, but if I don't, I do this, you know. Negotiate changes that'll improve the staff. Like I said, we kind of talked on that. Is there things we can do? Can we prepare for this better? We need Mrs. Smith to be able to carry a radio now because Right now, one of the students she's dealing with is very challenging and goes from 0 to ballistic very quick, and we need quicker response, you know? And the last one, G in coping, is give. We want to give control back to the student, all right? And like I said, from the anxiety level, giving them back control, they didn't get that far out of control, it's not that bad. And give them responsibility. Sometimes that's a, hey, good job, you're keeping up, nice job. From the verbal part, it could be, that's when those consequences come. We may have some small ones, we may have a referral, we may have something like that. From the physical, we'll talk about that. Are they really ready to have that control back? Can we let go of them and they be safe? All right. We also want to give them encouragement. Hey, you did this. What did they do wrong? They know what they did wrong. Was there some things they did right along the way? And then along with the give for the staff, give encouragement, okay? They're challenging. There's no perfect way to do these every time. All right, help each other. Hey, that was work. Thanks for moving that trash can out of the way when we had to move stuff, when that person was, you got some of the things out of the way, or thanks for taking the rest of the class. Thanks for switching out on me here. I've worked at one time where I had to hold a kid who was extremely aggressive and came from a behavior home, and it was before air conditioning, and just sweating, and I had somebody come along one time with a towel and dab my head, you know, and that was nice, because I was sweating dripping off my nose. Little things, give the encouragement, hey, you did a great job with this, you know, can we do this? Give each other praise and encouragement as we go. We're in this together, so hopefully we can, as a group, really help the students out the best we can. Thanks.